will need things from Blackboard. You'll need 3 things from Blackboard. The HPC folder from the high performance computing tutorial that has all of the executables in it. It looks like this, right? You'll need these. You will need the scripts that I just showed you, and you'll need the two files from the wind forcing tutorial, the Fort 14 mesh and the Fort 15. This is what the Fort 15 looks like. This was, I think, for the Isabel tutorial. So we'll use those. And that is it. I wanted to show you, the ARC storm surge tools are probably pretty useful too. So, okay. This first thing says generate subdomains, and the first step is generate a shape text file. But, and really what that is you're telling the subdomain tools, I want to make my new subdomain a circle. I want it to be I want, this lat long as the center. Those are the first 2 lines of that shape text file. And then the next line tells it the radius, the distance of the radius in degrees, right? Because we're in lat long, we're in geographical coordinates. Yeah?
Does it have to be a circle? Can it be a square?
It doesn't have to be a circle. Using the scripts, you have the option of inputting a circle or an ellipsoid. And the ellipsoid inputs are obviously different than just lat long of the center and a radius, but they are in the user guide. I can't remember right now. I think it's the minor axis of the ellipse and maybe the 2 centroids, or whatever you call those, of the ellipse. That's another option. Now, if you're generating your subdomain using the SMT graphical user interface, if you can get that to give you the proper output, using that you can create any shape you want. Okay. So I wanted to show you, so I wanted to open GIS and show you how I do this. Because you have a big mesh, you want to know, for me, so this example that I'm going to show you generates a subdomain and runs it at the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay for that same mesh that you guys have been using for the Isabel runs and all of that. It's a fairly light mesh, which kind of is a little bit, to me, counterintuitive to use for subdomains because it's so light that whatever change you make, it's hard to make a meaningful change to the mesh when the mesh is such a low resolution to me. But you get something, and I wanted to keep things light for this because otherwise it's just too hard to show stuff. Okay. Oh, you can't see that.
Where ArcGIS can't find the files, that probably happens to you all the time, right? You should be familiar with that at this point. If you change the path, it gets lost, so you need to show where it is. You just did that.
Okay. So I did this before, obviously, but this is the big circle that I want to look at. This is what I'm calling lower Chesapeake Bay, or lower bay. But how did I get to this, right? So I'm going to use the I'm gonna use the ARC Storm Search tools. I'm gonna run the mesh tool to pull in that mesh that I like. Oh. You guys have used this, right?
Yeah, we did it last time.
Okay. So I'm gonna import nodes. I'm going to tell it where my port 14 is. Okay. How long is this gonna take?
It should be quick, but
So this is how big my mesh is. It's a 50,000, 50,000 approximately node mesh.
The subdomain.
The subdomain is going to be way smaller. This is the whole mesh. Okay. Do I have to assign that?
No, it should just drag, it should work.
Okay. So yeah. There's maybe 100 nodes inside the subdomain. And so the orange stuff is because I was trying to get at the information that I need to give the subdomain tools. I need to give it the center of this circle, and I need to give it the the radius, distance. And so the way I did that was because, well, I was trying to be accurate here. If you want to be accurate, you should really do it in GIS. So I drew my circle, I drew the lines that I wanted, and I generated geometries for lat long for the circle, center, and for radius length of the for the radius. Now, yeah, did I say before, this needs to be in geographic coordinates throughout, right? If it's not, it won't work. So that's why these look tiny. Okay, so you have your shapefile information. You are going to then really just write this text file. How am I going to open this?